Hello there, my name is Divesh, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about one of the Jetpack component, navigation graph. So let's begin. So navigation graph is one of the modern way to design and create the Android apps, where you can just create one activity and you can add multiple fragments. So basically you can create the flow of whole application through the graph, and then you can use these fragments in the code. It gives you the better control and better visualization that how your application flow is. It also allows to share the data between views and between the components very easily, and it also gives you the better understanding of apps main flows and features. This is super easy to integrate, and this also provides a testing module to debug it easily. Maybe I will provide the link in description below. Now I have already created this whole example of navigation graph, and under the resource folder you can create a navigation resource file. So let me show you by creating one. So you can see here navigation resource file. You just have to click it. Maybe I will example nav. That's it, and you have to put OK. So as you can see here, it is asking me about the destination. So first fragment you will add will be the your host fragment, and then you can decide where this host fragment will take you inside the app. So first you have to create your fragments, and then I can add any of this fragment as my host fragment. So suppose I will add the login one to my host fragment. So this is something my host fragment. So now maybe I will add one more, maybe fragment review order here, and then if you want to go from login fragment to review order fragment, what you have to do, you have to click here first, and then you can see one highlighted bubble is coming here. You just have to click here and drag this to the destination fragment where you want to redirect from this fragment, and done. If you want to add another fragment, you can just add another fragment here, setting fragment. Now if you want to go to setting fragment from login fragment, you can just draw a line over there, and if you also want to go from review fragment to setting fragment, you can also do that. That's it. So this path has been created. So if you can see, this is very easy to visualize that from login fragment I am going to review order fragment, from review order fragment I am going to setting fragment, and from login fragment also I am going to setting fragment. So this app flow is very easy to understand. So this is the design part of this particular navigation graph. If you want, you can split this also, and if you want, you can go to the code part. So I will go to the code part, and let me explain you what we have got here. So as you can see here, what is our start destination? Login fragment. Login fragment has been declared here, and from login fragment, wherever we are going, all the data will be declared here only. So you can see in the action, we are going from login fragment to review order fragment, and also we are going from login fragment to setting fragment. If we talk about the review order fragment, from review order fragment we are going to only one place, review order fragment to setting fragment, and from setting fragment we are going nowhere. So no action is inside this particular fragment tag. This will be automatically created as soon as you will design the path. So as many fragment you want to add, you can add, and you have to just draw the path, and this XML part will be automatically taken care. So this is just an example I wanted to show you, but for this tutorial I have already created the navigation graph example. I will explain that as well. So let me close this. So as you can see, I have a login fragment which will go to the add cart fragment, and from add cart fragment I can go to the review order fragment, and from add cart fragment I can also go to the setting fragment. So this is a very basic example of this. I can also go to setting fragment from login fragment. Also from setting fragment I can go to the review order fragment, or from review order fragment I can go to the setting fragment. So this is all depend on your requirement. what is your requirement. On that basis, this app flow will be designed. So I will go to the code part now. So before that, let me explain you one more thing. If you click on any of these fragments, you will see the details of these fragments. What is the ID, what is the label, what is the name, what are the arguments, if there are any arguments are passing from here, if there are any actions associated with this particular fragment, if any deep links are associated with this particular fragment, all will be listed here only. Okay, you can just tap on this and you can get an overview what is happening with this particular fragment. And now I will try to use this navigation graph in my activity. And let me remind you one more thing. We will be only using one activity, and inside that activity we will be creating multiple fragments, and those fragments will be added through the navigation graph. And also you can create multiple navigation graph in a particular application, but every navigation graph will be associated with the activity. So it all depends on you how you want to design the app. You might want to keep only one activity in your entire app, and you can create multiple of fragments, and all will be taken care by this navigation graph. So it all depends on you, what is your requirement. If you want to keep only one activity, and inside that activity only you want to add all these fragments, you can do that as well. Or if your requirement is you can add multiple activity, and for all those multiple activities you can add different navigation graph for those activity. That is also possible, that is also feasible. It is up to you how you want to design your app. So first let me give you the overview of this particular app. How many classes I have added, what are those classes are doing. So I have added only one package. In this package there are 4 fragments. So all these fragments are representing these fragments whatever I have declared in the navigation graph. And now I am using a adapter class that is called add to cart adapter, that I will be using in this add to cart fragment. And there is also class, and this class is add to cart view holder, that will be used inside this adapter. There is a fake list generator that will give me the list of some fake items. This is a model class fruit. So this is navigation graph activity that I will explain first. And this is a listener, and this is a vertical spacing item decorator that basically used to give the space between the recycle view item. So this is a basic overview of these classes. I will explain all of them one by one. First let me open the activity, and in this activity I have created a XML as well. So I will explain the XML also. My parent is the linear layout, and also I have a linear layout child, which is basically a app bar layout. So I'm not going to explain this. So I am more interested in explaining this particular fragment. This fragment is basically the host of that particular navigation graph. So one fragment will be the host of in that particular navigation graph, and on that every fragment will keep rotating, and you have to declare this fragment as a host fragment. As you can see, I have put the name as a navigation host fragment, and also I have put the default navigation host equals to true, and you have to supply the navigation graph to this particular navigation host fragment. So now I will get back to the navigation graph activity. I have declared a navigation controller. So navigation controller will manage the app navigation within the navigation host, and you have to get this navigation controller from the host. If you can see, I am calling 2 methods in the activity. First is set navigation controller. Inside this, what I am doing, I am first getting the navigation controller from the nav host fragment, and this nav host fragment, as I already explained you, so this is the method through which you can get the navigation controller, because this nav controller will basically do the app navigation inside the nav host. So now I have created a nav host. I have got the navigation controller. Now through this nav host, this navigation controller also got the graph. I have supplied this graph to this nav host, and through this navigation controller will get the graph, and navigation controller basically will come to know what is the source and what is the destination for this particular graph, and then navigation controller will be able to manage that. So there is a listener on the navigation controller called add on destination changer listener, where you will get the controller and the destination and the arguments as well. So I will be using few of these arguments for changing the title of the toolbar and doing some other stuff on the toolbar as well. So when I had declared this navigation graph, I have also passed a label to this fragment, to all these fragments, if you can see here. Now I will use this label to recognize that particular fragment. So destination has a label. So through the destination, I can get the label and I can match this label through the constant that I have declared in the string XML file. For the login fragment, if somebody will click, because you can see from this listener name, it is add on destination change listener. So when navigation control will redirect one destination to other destination, that mean to say from one fragment to another fragment, this is going to be called. So if login fragment will be called first, these codes will be executed. Whenever add to cart fragment will be loaded, I am calling the set toolbar again, and whenever review order fragment will be loaded, I am calling the set toolbar again, and same with the setting fragment. But I am changing few values in set toolbar method also. So first I would like to explain from the onCreate method, and then I will explain from here as well. So as you can see here, set toolbar method is taking three arguments. First is toolbar title text. So this particular argument will be used for the toolbar title. Second, show toolbar. Like if you want to show toolbar, pass true, otherwise false. And other is hide other toolbar item. So on the toolbar, there will be title and other items as well. So you want to show all those items or not. So all these attributes you can control by passing the value in the set toolbar method. And I'm just doing the simple stuff here, setting the toolbar, setting the title, hiding few items as per these inputs. So now I will quickly explain these as well. So in the login fragment, I don't want to show the toolbar at all. So I'm just passing the false here. So in login fragment, there will be no toolbar. In the add to cart fragment, there will be toolbar, there will be, but I don't want to hide other toolbar items. In review order fragments, I want to show the toolbar, but I want to hide the other items as well. So all these things I have set it here, and I will explain in the fragments as well. So now let's start with the login fragment, how I have implemented that. So first, as soon as app will be called, as you can see in the graph, navigation graph, that login fragment will be loaded. So I will just load the login fragment. So for this example, I am doing very simple stuff. So I have inflated a layout called fragment login.xml, where I have created a image view and two edit text and one button. Simple stuff. So I will just explain here. And in on view created, I have attached the listener in the login button. And in the on click, I am just checking if these fields are empty or not. If these fields are empty or not. I am not validating that value with any API or from the DB. I am just checking if there is some value. I am allowing user to go to the next fragment. Simple stuff. This method will check if the username password field is empty or not. True if empty, otherwise false. If these are not empty, it will return false. So if it is returning false, I am allowing user to navigate to other fragment. So let me see what I have added inside the start add to cart fragment method. So now you have to first find the nav controller. So nav controller will be responsible for app navigation. I have already told you that. So I have passed the ID of the nav host and I have got the nav controller. Now I have to just pass the action, whatever the action I have declared in the navigation graph. So if you can see, from login fragment to add cart fragment, what is the action? Action login fragment to add cart fragment. So that is the action I have provided here. and with that you can also pass the values. That I will explain you in the next fragments. One thing I forgot to explain in this navigation graph, that in the action tag with the ID and destination, I have also put the animation for the fragments, in and out animation. That's it, nothing fancy. Now as you can see, this will navigate us to the add to cart fragment. So I will see the add to cart fragment. So what I am doing inside this fragment, I am listing few of the items where user can add those items inside the cart, remove those items from the cart, and then there will be button on the bottom that user can go to the next screen, review the order, and user can place the order. So this is basically I am trying to achieve through this example. I have just created a fake list generator. So this class will be giving me the list of fruits which I will be using for the listing purpose. I didn't have used the view model and all. I have just did everything in the fragment to give you the idea how can you use the navigation graph. So I have not used the view model because it will take much time for me to explain those things as well. So I haven't used all those components here. In the on create view, I am inflating the add to cart layout, and then in on activity created, I have called the methods. So first method will basically attach the toolbar item to the listener. So on the toolbar there are some items. Let me show you that. As you can see here on the toolbar, we have got few items. So if you want to use these items, we have to register them as well, correct? So in this method I am just registering them, that's it. And now get fake fruit list. Through this method I will get the list of fruits. You can see if the fruit list is null or empty, I will get the fruit list, and then I will set the recycle view where I have created the object of adapter, and I have added the decorator to the adapter, and I have added the adapter to the recycle view, and also I have added the layout manager to the recycle view. And in this adapter I am passing the fruit list. So I will quickly explain this recycle view adapter. So this adapter will be responsible to inflate the list of fruit items where I can add or remove the items. So for this purpose I am using this add to cart adapter and also add to cart view holder. That's it. So let me run the app and see whatever I have explained till now. The app has been executed. As I told you, first login screen will be loaded. So I will just put any of the field. Now I will click on the login. As I told you, if these fields will be empty, then I can't log in. I think that is the only validation I put. So you just have to put any string and you are good to go. And you can see when I came to the another fragment, there was a left to right animation. So this is the list of item I have got through the fake list generator, and the add to cart adapter was responsible to supply these data to the recycle view. Now I can add these items to the cart. As you can see, the cart is getting updated. Now if I will click on that cart, what will happen? As you can see here, if I will click to the cart button, so I have created a bundle, and because there are a lot of values, so I pass the map only from this fragment to the another fragment. So I have created a bundle and I'm passing the selected item map, and again I got the nav controller, and through nav controller reference I will navigate from this fragment to another fragment. So basically from add to cart fragment to review order fragment, as you can see in the graph design. Also add to cart to the review order fragment. Last time when I navigated from login fragment to add to cart fragment, I was not passing any value. So I'm passing the value through the bundle here. And on the click of setting button, again the same set of instructions is also here, only the action is changed. So action is here from add to cart to setting fragment, and from here add to cart to review order fragment, what we have declared in the navigation graph. See, in the navigation graph action, whatever you have declared, you have to just pass this to here. Same line you have to just pass here. So when user will click here, what will happen? It will go to review order fragment. So in review order fragment, I did the same set of stuff. I got the data from bundle and I put into the recycle view. That's it. So in this screen, you can just review these items. You cannot edit anything. This is just a simple example, and I didn't did lot of customization here. I just wanted to explain how to use the navigation graph. Inside the navigation graph, in the fragment, how you want to use the fragment, it's up to you. And if you want to go back here, from here you can go to the setting also. And then if you want to go back here, and from here you will be exit from the app. So I hope you have understood the basic flow of navigation graph. Let me summarize it again for you. So first you have to create the activity and fragments, and then you have to create the navigation folder inside the resource, and here you have to create the navigation graph file. Inside this you have to design the navigation flow of your application, where you have to select the source and the destination, what will be the entry point, and then from that point where you want to go. You want to go from login fragment to review fragment, or you want to go from login fragment to setting fragment. It's up to you. And then inside the activity, you have to create the navigation host, and through the nav controller, you can basically navigate these items through the fragments. So this is it about the navigation graph. If you have any question regarding this particular tutorial, you can comment below. I will try to answer those. So that's about it for this tutorial. I will see you in the next tutorial.